Breakfast. Well, President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerians to remain hopeful about his administration's ability to improve their lives. He emphasized that without hope, his government would lack the necessary support to fulfill its renewed hope agenda. President Tinubu spoke with reporters after he participated in the Eid-el-Fitr prayers with the Muslim community at the Eid Ground in Lagos Dodan Barracks. He reassured Nigerians that the renewed hope agenda is still active, healthy and progressing, adding that Nigerians should continue to be optimistic.
Hope is alive, well and fine, and Nigerians will continue to be very hopeful. Without hope, there's no salvation. Without hope, there's no development. Love our country better than any other country. That's the only one that we have. And we must continue to protect the integrity of our government and leadership.
Joining us now for this conversation is the Federal Commissioner of the FCT Public Service Commission for the Southwest Zone, Honorable Jide Jimo. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast this morning.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Right. Well, in terms of assessment, this time next month, in May, we'll be talking about 1 year since the Tinubu administration came on board. So, let's kind of have maybe an early bite at that, how you would assess the Tinubu administration, especially with this focus on his renewed hope agenda, which he, rode on during campaign.
Thank you very much once again. I give thanks to Almighty God, the ruler of heaven and the earth, right, for us being created and for us having the opportunity to be here today. I will say this. I think what is important is your intention. The intention of President Bola Tinubu are well known to people because actually he asked for this job. He campaigned for this job. He appealed to so many number of people, and they voted him in. And he has promised to discharge his responsibility with utmost sincerity and competence. Having said this, he has started well, even though there are challenges characterized by various hardship, in which an antidote will be provided. What is important is for us to be resilient, for us to be patient and be prayerful. With his hope agenda, the renewed hope agenda, it will come on board. It has started well, but it's been rough. But the road, when it's been under construction, will be getting rough until after finishing that road, when it's going to be smoothing. Therefore, we promise Nigeria that this government will perform well, and I can assure you of that. When after it started, the issue of subsidy was being introduced. Dollarization was also being introduced. People clamoring, they ask for this, they ask for that. You can imagine what is happening now, even though people are being affected. And so many times, he has been saying, we are very sorry. We will redeem the image. We change things for better. We promise you well, and we do it well. That is what he has said. And I can tell you he's going to do that.
And it's good that you mentioned the fact that Nigerians are actually reeling from the impact of the removal of oil subsidy and some of the reforms the current administration is bringing on board. But, majority of Nigerians are, based on their own assessment, they feel like there is no hope for them at the end of the tunnel because it's causing them more harms than good, because they feel that it is those who are alive to see what happened at the end of the day will be the one to say, okay, we enjoy it. Is it that we're going to die? Many of us are going to die before we get to our El Dorado or the promised land.
If it's not yet your own time to die, you will not die. That's one thing. If it's not my time to die, I will not die. But one thing is this. President Bola Tinubu is a man of his word. He has been tested and trusted. He has the capacity, he has the capability. Having done it in Lagos before, and he has started doing it in Nigeria. Human beings generally, we have right to complain. we have right to ask questions. A person who has been saddled with responsibility must be responsive. This man is responsive. This man has decided that he's going to be responsible for whatever thing that has happened. He has promised that things will change for better. If you heard what he had just said now, he said that be patriotic. This is our country. We don't have any other country other than Nigeria. If we are patriotic and we are patient and we are prayerful, definitely things will change for better. And he has promised us that, and he's going to do it. He has just spent every month. 11 months. That is not even enough to judge any government. In the next 5-6 months, we see positive changes from this system of governance of Bola Tinubu.
Sorry to bust in, but in his use of the word, I'm trying to look for the original quote, but then the actual key word that he used, he said, if there is no prayer, there is no salvation.
Yes.
So people were like, why would the president be talking about salvation? That should be left to the pastors to use such word as salvation, because what we want to hear is the real words, of a president, one who is, taking charge of the economy and redirecting the affairs of Nigeria for the better, that it should lift salvation for the people of the church or mosque.
People are afraid to say anything, but what he has promised, what he's now trying to emphasize. Because when people hear salvation, you'll be happy. That is normal thing in life. When you hear the word salvation, you'll be happy. That means there's something that's coming to us in a very good manner. So President Bola Tinubu have said that we are the Eid prayer, the Eid mosque. That's spiritual. It's spiritual. And it rebut so many number of things that is understandable. When you promise people and you say it in a place where prayer can be accepted, spiritually, people will be happy with you. And when he was saying it, a lot of people are nodding. They were nodding. That shows to you that they are being convinced that things good is coming up.
The president also spoke about, that word resilience. And if you look at, all the president's reaction, there has been, the talk about sacrifices for Nigerians to also sacrifice, because as you have also alluded to, there is light at the end of the tunnel, even though the journey is rough at this time. But how do you see Nigerians building resilience? Because, many of them have been speaking that, they've already sacrificed. The sacrifice even appears to be more on the part of the people than on the government. So how do you respond to sentiments like that? Building resilience, Nigerians building resilience and sacrificing.
We are in the trying period. Trying time characterized by challenges. As a man that has been created by God, never you think that you will not be tested. Never you think you will not be tested. God Almighty said, don't think I will not test you. It is only those of you who now believe in the test I've given you and you pass that you survive. We are in the trying period now. Nigeria is under trial. And I know we will be out of that trial by God's grace. But resilience and patience goes together, pari passu, intertwined, simply because as human beings, you have to take it as such and believe that God is there to assist us. Somebody is responsible and is responsive, which is the president. At any time, he has been saying, we are sorry, we can understand, we know the problem, we get the antidote, the solution will be provided. This is the way forward, and we get there. So, as government, who is governing his people also has to be supportive and be responsive, so that at the end of the day, we get to where we are going. That's the problem.
So in talking about people being responsive, to the government's, policies, reforms, and also playing their role as citizens of Nigeria, he had, at every occasion or on every occasion called on Nigerians to patronize locally made goods because of our penchant for imported materials and all of that. How do you feel Nigerians should, imbibe this culture of buying our own, we've seen textile industries, back in the 70s and 80s, where we had, quality fabrics and all of that, until the past government, allowed Okrika to be coming into the country and then causing people, thousands of people to lose their jobs. In quotes. To lose their jobs and all of that. But how do you think Nigerians are looking forward to patronizing their own local content?
Well, our economy has to change for better first, so that we can now face agriculture and industrialization. It is through the industrialization Nigeria can develop, and we go back to that system. In those days, in the 70s, 80s, when we get to Kaduna, go to Ikeja, go to so many areas where we have industrialization, particularly on textiles industry. There are so many number of people that are being employed. Right. And we have employer and employee moving things together. When we come back to that, then you cannot go back to that if our economy has not strengthened. We have to strengthen the economy. We have to make sure we improve much more on our agriculture. We have to make sure we build on industrialization and develop things so that there will be gainful employment and things will grow away.
But the manufacturing industry is reeling, especially, and they've been talking very loudly about the president's policies, the recent of which is, what we are seeing in the power sector, the increment in tariffs. The manufacturers are saying this will greatly and adversely impact on their operations. Fuel subsidy too is still a recurrent issue. So what is the way out, while we are putting our hope on our manufacturing, the industries, coming on board, those that have been moribund being revived, but then the present realities are major obstacles?
In the last 3-4 weeks, maybe in the black market, or parallel market, you might call it, people are getting dollars at the rate of 1,900. Both at parallel market and official market now, it has come down. We are coming down from a difficult situation to a manageable situation.
And you believe that can be sustained?
It will.
How?
With the kind of people in place, the CBN governor and the Minister of Finance, Waledo, the two of them, they are like Siamese twins. They have worked together in those days. One as finance commissioner, the other one economy planning and budget commissioner. Now one is CBN governor, another one is a minister. They can work together. Policy, fiscal policy, and monetary policies, they can fuse it together and make it to happen. So when that is being addressed, economy will change for better. Manufacturing industry will grow. People will be able to have access. We will be able to buy and sell within this country and produce and grow our own. Like, look at what I put on. It's not from Nigeria. I think by the time we improve on this, people will go to the market and take this. Money will come in, economy will improve, and things will change for better.
And then they were talking about cloth. People will say that whoever wants to, clothe you, clothe you beautifully, you have to look at the person.
Exactly.
Can you confirm that what you're wearing is beautiful? Yeah. But expanding this further, they would say that, okay, we do not trust our leaders. At least if they say that we should, cut our cloth according to our cloth, we should do this, we should behave as, good Nigerians, patriotic Nigerians. How much more of our leaders? Are you saying that the team, that the current administration of that's President Bola Tinubu, what's the word? The team that he has put together, they are able to, take Nigerians out of the doldrums? Because if you look at what has happened to one of the ministers, for instance, Betta Edu, it was like, so how do we trust you?
That's an allegation. It's an allegation. It has not been.
Yeah, of course, it's an allegation. Exactly. But then it's enough to make Nigerians doubt. Of course, they are actually doubting, what is going to be the outcome of the team he has assembled.
The basic fact for justice is fair hearing, and if somebody is being put on trial, until we see the result of that trial before you can convince whether this person is guilty or not. That's just about that one. I wouldn't want to talk about what has not been concluded. as a former lawmaker, and as a parent that know the right of people. Let me now come to what you have just said, that Mr. President, Bola Tinubu, is a man of his word. He has warned all of them. Those of you that are in my cabinet, be warned. These are my plan. I want you to follow my plan. This is the plan that will work for this country. This is the plan that will work for our government. This is the plan that every Nigerian will enjoy. If you know you are going to be part of that team, please stay. If you know you are not going to be that party, please out. If you now fail to move yourself out, I will take you out. He has warned them already. So there's no complaint anywhere again. If you know you are not satisfied with what he's doing, it's better you resign and quit. So having said that, as a person who is the leader of that team, he has prepared to work. And he's not joking with that work. And I can assure you, he will do it well. That's what I can tell you.
Right.
We have just started. In the next 5-6 months, mark my word, invite me back here and challenge me. You see things will change for better.
All right. And of course, the president is not, acting alone. He has several lieutenants.
Of course.
Let's quickly talk about you being one of them, so to speak, because one of the, will I say, the features of the Tinubu administration is this office that you currently, carry on. That's the FCT Public Service Commission. So you clarify for us, I believe it's new. It's coming in after the enactment of the act, the 2018 Act. So this is like the first, application of the Act, so to speak. And now you occupying the office of the Southwestern Commissioner of the FCT Public Service Commission. And the issue of public service is something that many Nigerians are particular about, even though this is not the Federal Civil Service, so to speak, but the FCT Civil Service. So let's spare a few minutes to talk about it and what you, as one of the regional commissioners, are bringing on board.
Thank you very much. The Act was being established 2018. I was among those that participated actively in that bill when we were in the...
Okay, when you were in the House, okay.
And eventually, it was not being implemented by the previous government. Bola Tinubu came on board with the then Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, now the Chief of Staff, put up something out of that bill, that Act 2018, that there is need for an establishment for Federal Capital Territory Public Service Commission. That was what brought about this commission. And the commission stated that there should be one person per geopolitical zones: Southwest, Southeast, South-South, Northeast, Northwest, North Central. And one person will be the chairman. So we have 7 members of that commission. The commission is headed by one person as the chairman, while others are federal commissioners. And the purpose is to ensure that we put things in the right perspective, particularly public service at Federal Capital Territory. The Federal Capital Territory belongs to all of us. Whether you are from Southwest, Southeast, South, it's because it's the government property that belongs to Nigeria. Everybody must be involved. No other person can be involved other than representative. I am now the representative of that commission from the Southwest, with others working together to change things for better in terms of public service, in terms of scheme of service, in terms of discipline, in terms of employment, in terms of promotion, in terms of appointment, and so on and so forth. The nitty-gritty has to be looked into and strengthen things so that things will change in a better position and ensure that the public service in Nigeria, not only in Federal Capital, because by the time you now put certain things in place and it is good, other people will copy it. That is the challenges.
Is the commission independent of the FCT administration, which is run by the FCT minister?
Yes.
Is it independent?
It's independent.
It's independent,
yes.
All right, all right.
So talking about the public service,
right.
If you also go to, does it also relate to the one way or the other, the civil service? Because,
yes.
civil service is...
It's all encompassing.
Yeah, very, very large, and then if you want to change so many things, you have to get into the civil service. One, because it's over bloated. Two, it's full of people who are corrupt-minded. You know, not all of them, but there are some people who have the corruption tendencies and all of that. How challenging do you consider this task that you're given, especially you representing, you know, this region?
It's a very big task, and it's an opportunity for this region that they have representative over there that can look into whatever thing that is happening. And there's not going to be any cheating. It has to be based on federal character. If you are having about 30 people that is coming, it has to be distributed evenly. Not that Southwest we have more than others. Not that Southeast we have more than others. It has to be on equal basis. That is equal sharing, equal formula, equal distribution. That we entail every single thing you think that will be put in a better position. Having said this, I want you to know that for the fact that this is being established for the first time, what we have before was federal capital territory administration. That was what we had before.
So we don't have that again.
The administration will still be there. Because, you know, we have the Lagos state government. Okay. When you have Lagos state government, you now have Lagos State Service Commission. Or your state government. You now have Federal Capital Territory Commission. It is all encompassing that you cannot be employed or appointed or disciplined by any other body other than that commission.
Which is where you are.
Where we are.
But okay, I take your point, Honorable Jimo, but, you know, in the light of, you know, the government saying it is committed to pruning its resources, and now that the government has said it's going to implement the Oronsai report, and with this, and with the entry of this new commission, how balanced do you think this, how much of a right track is the government really on?
The Oronsai report has nothing to do with this one. This is a separate entity. Okay. It's a separate and complete entity. Federal capital territory. It's a separate entity. It has nothing to do with Oronsai's commission.
But we know what the Oronsai report is after. Yes.
The Oronsai report, I mean, some of these, I mean, some of the, what is it called? Suggestions made. Then some are obsolete. That's why the president decided to set up another subcommittee to review and come out with the best thing.
Because you just said now that FCTA still exists.
Yes, now.
And now we are seeing FCT, Public Service Commission. Are you sure we're not going to have the same, both organizations or both agencies doing the same?
No. It's like having Lagos State government. You can't change that. The Lagos State government, we still, as a body, we still have some other subsidiaries, commissions, board, and so on and so forth. Federal character territory has so many number of things. We have federal capital territory administration. We have federal capital development authority. We have federal character territory commission. We have employment, appointment, discipline, promotion can be discussed. This was not in existence before. It has all been enacted by the National Assembly 2018 and now being implemented by this current government. It has nothing to do with Oronsai report at all. Our Oronsai report cannot tamper upon that because that has not been in existence before Oronsai report. After the Oronsai report, it has now been in existence, and that is the government itself, federal capital territory. That is the government.
How does that fit into the adoption of the call for adoption of the 2014 Confab report, which the NCF is now also calling the president to do, saying that this will prove that President Tinubu's much touted desire to restructure Nigeria? Does it? Are you also saddled with looking at ways in ensuring that Nigeria is being restructured?
I don't even want to discuss anything like 2014 recommendation. By who?
By Nigerians who came together.
No, I came to National Assembly 2015.
Right.
No, nothing of such was given to the National Assembly to discuss. And as a person that was involved in the legislative business of National Assembly for 2 terms, 8 years, and nothing of such was being discussed. I don't think I have the right to come here and say whether it is good or bad. I don't even believe it. Because it's just a matter of taking power from the National Assembly to another set of people for discussion. No. The National Assembly is the body recognized by law to establish and make bill, pass a motion, pass a resolution, and for the executive.
So you're saying that 2014 confab report has met his, a stone wall?
Well, I don't even believe in it. Ab initio. I don't. I'm still saying it. I don't even know what is there. As a member of the National Assembly, former member, who has been there for 2015, up to the last time we led, two terms, 8 years, and nothing of such was being discussed. You now want me to come here and say this is what has been said there? No, I don't believe in it.
All right, Honorable Jide Jimo, we thank you very much for your contributions on the program today. And, concerning your, current portfolio, we hope that you and your other colleagues over there at the FCT Public Service Commission will be able to give Nigeria, the good dividends of democracy in the renewed hope agenda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You're watching TVC Breakfast, and still ahead, an ongoing